This is Straight Up with Toby Martini. I am Toby Martini, and on this show, we talk about a few different things. What it's like to be an entrepreneur, how do you be in business today? Sometimes the psychology of what's behind it. How do you be successful? How do you make more money? Let's go find out. Hey everybody, this is Toby Martini, the big show. What's it called? Straight Up with Toby Martini. Yay, it's that show. So let's see, what are we going to talk about today? I'm sitting here debating, talking to Chris, my producer. Hi, Chris.
How's it going?
Jim Dandy. And for once, one rare time out of 40, I planned ahead. You know what? I actually wrote something more than 20 minutes ago about what I'm going to talk about on the show today.
And how'd that go for you?
It went great until I decided at the very last minute, I don't want to talk about that. I have no interest in that. I wrote that hours ago. It's boring to me.
Nice.
So I'm going to talk about a little bit of something else I wrote before, but, you know, I'm not going to read the whole thing or anything. I'm just like, oh, yeah, I'll talk about those ideas today. I am the wing it person. There's just no two ways about it.
Well, you do an improv workshop.
I do improv workshops. But and it's just, it's ridiculous. Every part of my life probably should not be improv, you know? Probably not all of it. But, yeah, you know, we get through. So, talking about we're just going to make some stuff up today because that's what works great for me. And I find that having stuff in advance kind of makes me, I don't know, I do it flat, you know? So I'd rather be energetic, and even if I go make up a word like I just burbled a minute ago, I don't care. You go, oh, well, energy and fun and recovered is okay. So today, let me say sponsors. Always got to do sponsors first because, you know, who knows if you're going to listen more than halfway through. We're going to do New Urban Suites, which is a super cool office space that's down in Ybor. If you're in the Tampa Bay area and like to be in the middle, that's a good place to be. It's a super cool building. And, you know, they're one of those green buildings, which is weird because it's a white building. But they're energy efficient, and when you walk out of a room, it turns the lights out for you and stuff. It's all automated. It's very future.
Very Star Trek?
It's very, well, they don't have the doors
like
that, but outside of that, it's exactly like Star Trek.
Can they beam me up?
Yeah, and you could just ask for coffee, and it shows up.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I tried Earl Grey black. No, wait, Earl Grey?
Hot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And tea, not coffee. So they're cool, and they do phone answering and such like that for you. It could be your business address, and they have somebody, you know, answers your phone and then redirects it to you so you can look like a bigger business than you are, which is kind of important sometimes for small business folks. Look at newurbansuites.com because they're cool. And if you want to be cool too, never mind. And our other sponsor is Score, which is Score Pinellas. I really, you know, I'm in the Tampa Bay area, so I'm Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater, Brandon, you know, to cover the whole thing. So I work with the people at Score Pinellas, which is at pinellascounty.score.org. And those are a bunch of great people willing to help anybody getting started in business. Actually, even if you're already going in business, if you need a little help with something, some area that's got you flummoxed, which is my word for the week, flummoxed. It's a great word.
Great word.
It looks better even than it sounds. Flummoxed is a very well-written word. But the people at Score, you get a mentor, a counselor, whatever. I think they go with mentor nowadays. And we'll help you with some aspect of business that you're struggling with. Give you advice, give you resources, whether that be, you know, documents or something to read, but even better, they can connect you with the right people. So check out Score. It's at pinellascounty.score.org. And they actually do workshops, too. I teach a web workshop, how do you get yourself started, and then another one on the beginnings of how do you start getting traffic, a little bit of social media stuff. And check out that website and find out the workshops. Most of them are free. There's some that are, I mean, they're cheap. They're like $20 for the technology ones. So that's that.
Well, then your unofficial sponsor.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mountain Dew. If you haven't had some, you should try it. It's good stuff. The unofficial sponsor of Straight Up with Toby Martini. I got to tell you, I love the voltage. I mean, I drink the green, well, at least one every day, but this voltage is citrus, raspberry, ginger.
Would you say it's the lifeblood of Straight Up?
It's the, if you cut me, I bleed blue or green. I don't know. But one day we'll get them to be the official sponsors. Until then, we have our official sponsors. Go visit them and tell them I sent you, and they'll give you a discount. I can't guarantee discount. Asterisk. No discount will actually be applied. So today, I actually just want to talk about personality types. I was writing earlier today because I'm writing a book, and having a little accountability makes that happen. So if you are somebody who wants to write, but you're not getting around to it, find somebody else who wants to write. And then just contact each other and go, I'm writing now. And then at the end of the hour or hour and a half, write back and go, I'm complete. Here's my stuff. Having somebody see it will make you get it done. And I don't know, probably a quarter of the way through my book right now. It feels pretty good to actually write stuff and get the thoughts out and do it. But I was writing this bit about personality types today, and I want to talk about that. There's the overview, the long view of it. What are we doing? Half an hour today, right? Did we discuss that?
Well, I thought you said 40 all the time.
40 all the time? I don't know. We'll make it up as we go. Let's do 40. That'll be fantastic.
Okay. We're certain on that.
Yeah, right now.
Okay.
40 from now or 40 from 6 minutes ago? 40 from 6 minutes
ago.
Yeah. The thing about personality types is it's been around for thousands of years. People have decided that there are different types of people. Hippocrates was one who wrote about the humors, the 4 humors, which is a Greek way of saying the fluids of your body. And so they would say that one of them was dominant, and then that determined your personality type. Well, we don't still think that it's based on your blood, or your phlegm, which is very nice. But that was one of the humors. People were phlegmatic, and those were, the more conservative types who were more interested in tasks than people. They were phlegmatic. Very nice. So I'm glad we did change that because we have phlegm, and that means something else. Speaking of which, so we don't use the humors of your body, the fluids of your body to determine your body type anymore. But we still do use, in major psychological parlance, like there's the Myers-Briggs personality indicator, and that's a test that you can take, and they can determine what sort of a person you are. And, one of the things to be is self-aware. Know what sort of person you are. What do you do that stops you? What do you do that gets you in your way? Also, what do you do that is successful? What are you good at? How do you connect with people is one. So Myers-Briggs is a great test, and you have somebody who views your answers, and they can determine what your type is. Then you can read all about your type. And you'll read it and you go, yeah, that does sound like me. Yes, I do that. And this is science, not horoscopes. It actually is, they determined by the way you answer, whatever it is, 80 to 100 questions, that if that's how you answer those questions, this is probably your personality type. And so you read it and you go, yeah, I'm kind of like that. That makes sense to me. Now, the value of knowing what sort of a person you are, right? What's your personality? What are you naturally thrown to? The value of that is it helps you connect with others. Because when you know how you react, you can go, oh, I'm just naturally this way. Maybe I'm overreacting to this. Or maybe, you can see how you react based on your personality type. What's even better is you figure out, how do I function with the other personality types? How do I connect with them? How do I make that work? So it's valuable. It's really great. Some of the best intro to the Myers-Briggs that I ever read was a book by Kiersey and Kiersey. And it's a good book for you if you're looking for a job or looking to create a business. What sort of business would be good for you, or what sort of job? And it's Do What You Are is the name of the book, Kiersey and Kiersey. And it's got a simplified version of the Myers-Briggs at the beginning, and it tells you about your type. You go look at your section and see what type you are. And then they tell you, people of your type generally really like these kind of jobs. And then to support that, they have some anecdotes, some stories of people who are that type, who got that kind of job, and how it is for them. And you read it, and you're like, I see I'm that type. Yeah, that sounds like me. And they go, you might like this job, that job, and the other. And you go, oh, yeah, I would like those jobs. I like 3 of them. I guess I'd like the 4th. And then some stories from folks who maybe they had struggled through their life trying to figure out what to do, and then they found this job, and they're like, oh, this is perfect for me. So your personality type is probably suited for some sorts of jobs. And that's valuable. So it's a good book. You should check that out. But if you're running your business and you're out and you meet people and you need to do sales and you need to be networking, just whenever you need to talk to people, Myers-Briggs is a little too much because you can't give everybody a 100-question test and then analyze it and figure out their type. You just don't have the time, and people don't like tests. So it's a little too complex to help you in the moment. And another version of a personality test is called DISC. And the DISC profile, it works the same way. They would give you a test. You answer a bunch of questions. They figure out what kind of person you are. But what they do is they divvy it up into quadrants. Because what they do is they're measuring your skills and abilities and tendencies based on only two axes. And one is sort of are you people-oriented or are you task-oriented? For example, if you have a project at work, you have a project and you're working with people, are you definitely more interested in the steps that need to happen and the results that are going to get done? Or are you more interested in the people you work with and or the people you're working for, right? Will my customers really like this and love this? And so are you more people-oriented or task-oriented? And there's nothing wrong with either. That's the thing. You got to get that there's nothing wrong with either. I'm going to cut back real quick to like Myers-Briggs. In the Myers-Briggs test, they score you on introvert, extrovert. And I think it's not sad. It's just, it's unfortunate that, something's tickling. Something's tickling. It's not me. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Okay. But introvert, extrovert, it's come to mean extroverts are loud and talk to everybody, which is a symptom of being extrovert. It's not what extrovert means. They also say introverts are shy. Introverts are not shy. It's a symptom of being an extrovert, or there's a high correlation. A lot of people who are introverts are shy, but shy is a different thing. The true definition of extrovert and introvert comes from two things. One is, where do you get your energy from? Extroverts get their energy from people. The more people, you might have noticed, I'm an extrovert. The more people who show up, the bigger I get, the louder I get, the more connected I get. I feel more energy with more people in the room. An introvert, the more people who shows up, they feel drained. Introverts get their energy from silence and alone time. And if you brought in a problem and said, here, figure out the problem, the extrovert will start talking about the problem out loud. What about this, and how do we do that? How do we get that done from here? They're going to talk out loud. The introvert wants to take the problem and go sit over in the corner by themselves and then figure it out, and then they'll turn around and produce an answer for you, usually. And so that's it. It's where do you get your energy from? So they somehow over time, people said, oh, introverts, they go off by themselves. They must be shy. And it's not true. They don't hate people. They're not scared of people. They just work better alone, right? And then introverts and extroverts is also outside of energy. It's where do you think and how do you think? Extroverts think out loud in the cloud, right? As I talk, I know what I mean. And introverts think quietly and alone in their head. So to get an answer from an introvert, let them go sit in the corner and figure it out, right? And shy is a different thing. And if you know somebody who's shy and you want to get rid of it, send them to my workshop. That 4-week, I'm not kidding, 4-week workshop. One of the things is I always like to have at least one shy person. I don't want 5 shy people because somebody has to go first, right? But I get them to realize that shy is just some chatter in their head. Something happened at some time. Being shy and quiet got them out of trouble or kept them out of harm's way or something. And they go, oh, shy really works. And it worked great then, but it doesn't continue to work. They just keep doing the same thing because that's what they did, and it's easy to do what you've always done. And so I can help shy people get over that, right? And they don't have to become extroverts. They just have to be not afraid of people. Right? And so TobyMartini.com/workshop. Check that out. And you don't have to be shy to do that. Come along and learn how to talk to anybody at any time and just be bold, be more creative. Remember people's names and about 1 million things. There's like 100 things to learn in my workshop. It is the best thing in the whole world. And I don't say that. No, I know Chris is smiling like you smirking at me like I'm egotistical. And I don't mean it's like, oh, it's so great because I do it. It's just my favorite thing to do. is what I mean. I mean, I'd so love to do it.
So to you, it's the most.
For me,
it's the best thing in the whole
world.
It's
the best thing in the world. And then, you know,
whereas for the shy person, it's the absolute terror.
It's a terror at first, right? If they can get over the fear of doing it in the first place, and part of it is good that you say that, right? Because often people think, oh, it's because I say improv workshop, right? And I stop saying it mostly. I say wing it and win. Learn how to be off the cuff and be okay. But people think, oh, I'm going to go be on a stage. I'm going to get a spotlight on me. I'm not going to do that because I will die. It's not that. It's a room with 4 or 5 people, and nobody does anything everybody else isn't doing at the same time, right? And so it's a team thing, and it's all very supportive, and it's fun. So it's not scary, except for the first those 10 minutes as you're walking up going, oh, I think this is going to be scary. That's just the chatter in your head. That's just the noise that you hear, you know? Once you get there and you find out, oh, it's just some people, and oh, we're just talking and moving around. It's okay, you know?
It's just a conversation between you and other people rather than you and somebody else or one person.
Yeah, I mean, we do games, we do group things, but it's never ever going to be one person spotlighted feeling like an idiot. I'll never do that to anybody. So it is the best thing in the world, right? I have a lot of people who've done it 2 and 3 times. I have a lot of people who've done it twice for 4 weeks, and I've had, I don't know, a handful of people who've done it 3 times because they come back and they find out there's a bunch they missed the first time. So I'm throwing a lot of stuff. And I don't really want people taking notes. I have a note-taking group right now. The people in my group right now, 3 of them, like, I'll say some stuff, they'll go, write it down, write it down. Like, it's not about notes. It's not about you have to know this game or exercise. It's about if you play all this stuff and lean into it, your brain will change.
They're the personality type that has to have everything organized and stuff like that. And
we'll talk about it here because they're a C in the world of DISC. They're a C. They're task-oriented. They need to know the steps. And they're reserved. They need the moment to think about it. So they write it down. It gives them a moment to stop moving. So we'll talk about that as we go here a little bit. But yes, that workshop is wicked fun and will change your mind and change your life. Okay. So personality types, DISC, to come all the way back, functions on those 2 axes. One is, are you a people person or task person? People-oriented or task-oriented? Do you care more about the stuff that gets done or the people in the equation, right? So that's one axis. And the other axis is, are they impulsive or reserved? And could also be, are they fast or slow? Are they high energy or calm? Right? And it's real easy to see, oh, yeah, I know what you mean. So DISC works like, it's just a quadrant. Yeah. Can you show a picture of a website if you find something? Does that work?
Yeah, I can do that. Give me just a minute.
Look up DISC.
DISC.
D-I-S-C. Look under images. I'm sure it's going to show you a quadrant.
D-I-S-C?
Yeah. DISC profile, and then look under images. Probably could have done that before, but hey, who knew we were going to do this?
Well, it's all about winging it, right?
Yeah,
winging
absolutely.
it, winging to win it.
Wing and win.
Wing it, win. There you go.
So I'm going to see if we can't show a picture of the DISC profile just as a quadrant. Just go back to the Google and look at the images, and I'm sure they'll show you something that looks like a 4 square. Yeah, one of those circles, whatever one looks
the prettiest
and believable. Yeah, that'd be great.
All right, give me a second.
So I'm going to throw that up there for any of you who can see the video, or you could just look it up and look up DISC, and you'll see this. It's 4 quadrants, usually in a circle, but they've divided it by 4. And if you think of the top half as being the impulsive people, the fast-moving people, the high-energy people, you're going to have your D up there. They are, so the top is impulsive. The bottom row is going to be the reserved or the quieter or the slow, and I don't mean slow in a bad way in any way, but the slower energy people. And then up and down, left and right, on the left, you'll have the task-oriented people that are more interested in tasks and getting things done. And on the right would be the people, right? More interested in people and
there you go.
Harmony. Thank you. So, yay, we put it on the screen. Thanks, Chris. You're a genius.
I know.
I get that a lot. Yeah. So, for those of you who can see it, you will get. So, in the top left quadrant is D's. D's are fast-moving, impulsive, usually, right? High-energy people. And they're on the left side, so they are task people. So D's are very direct. they want results. They want to know 1, 2, 3. How do we get it done? Result, result, result. What do I get out of it? Right? Let's get these things knocked out. They are very. If you hand them a checklist, they will go get that done. They'll rally the people and they will get it done. Okay. At the top right is I's. I's are fast-moving people. Right? These are speakers and leaders and me. People who they're high energy. They like to talk, but they're way more interested in people than they are actually the tasks. Right? So if you give us a checklist of stuff to get done, I want to know who's on the team. I want to make sure everybody contributes. I want to know who this is for. What are they going to get out of it? It's more about people. I's are marketing people, PR people. Politicians are often I's. I was going to say rock stars and such, but a lot of rock stars are actually really shy and quiet, right? They play a role to be big for the public, right? But I's are usually the people who want to go change the world, right, for the betterment of other people, right? So that's the faster moving people, the impulsive people at the top, D's and I's. At the bottom, on the left, you have C's. C's are the more reserved, cautious people, very interested in tasks. Those are accountants. They want to know all of the numbers. They need to know all of the facts, and they don't want to move too fast just in case, they don't want to get it wrong. So C's are that. They're task-oriented, slower, reserved, not impulsive folks, right? They're lower energy usually. And then bottom right, you get, hello, gentlemen. On the bottom right, you get S's. They are the slower. And again, I hate to use that word because it sounds like it's got a connotation. I don't mean that. But they're more reserved. They're measured. They're calmer. And they're people. These are guardian type people. They care about harmony. They want the group to work. They just want to make sure everybody's happy, nobody's excluded.
Would patient be a better word than slower?
Well, maybe, but I really do mean, right, so they're either impulsive or reserved,
mm-hmm.
But I also mean just their energy. Like, 'cause you can tell in a minute somebody's energy.
Right.
Are they high energy or low energy? And I don't mean they're a drag, right? So it's a weird thing to get the word for. But they're calmer as opposed to frenetic. Yeah. But S's are, again, they're harmony. They're people. They want to make sure nobody's left out. Everybody's included. All right. So we've said a lot about what DISC is. Trademark, whatever that company is, who owns DISC now. But the thing is, what's really great about this is you're only looking at two axes. You can figure out where somebody fits in that quadrangle. Well, I mean, which quadrant of the circle. You can figure that out in just a minute because you can tell straight away somebody's energy. Are they high energy or lower energy? Do they seem impulsive or do they seem reserved? Right? Are they rash or calm? It's relatively easy to see that right away. So that's the one axis. And then the other axis is people or task people. It's pretty easy to tell just from a couple of questions. You can just ask people what they're up to. What's the business that you do, right? That's a common enough networking question. What do you do? And the people who say, I provide the highest, I provide the highest quality tax returns. And again, I just said accountants, but
we do have a call coming in, actually.
Oh, goodness.
Did you want to take it?
Sure, I'll talk to somebody. Hi, somebody.
Hello, you're on with Toby Martini.
Maybe.
Hello? I guess they dropped.
It was the wrong number.
Maybe so. If we just missed you, call back. It's 813-639-8255.
Yeah, say that faster in case they
813-639-8255.
639-8255.
It's the number on the bottom of the screen.
Well, they might. Yeah. Yeah, we had a wrong number once. So they asked if their prescription was done.
Oh, here we go.
All right, we'll try again.
You're on with Toby Martini.
Hello. All right, we have dead air.
Oh, no. Oh, well.
All right, well.
So much for that.
Yeah, well, we tried.
I tried, yep.
I don't know that this sounds like a really calling in kind of show. Maybe it was the people who now officially own DISC. Stop saying that. You're in big trouble. We're not your official or unofficial sponsor. But, all right, so let's go back and look at it. So we talked about when you meet someone, you can tell right away that they seem calm or impulse or more rash. And I don't mean rash in a bad way either. Are they high energy or lower energy? That's one thing you can tell. And the other one, those first couple of questions you ask, if they say, we make widgets, right? Our widgets are the highest quality, but they stand up to these standards, and they're made by something. They talk about the processes, they talk about their systems, and they talk about numbers and quantities. Then they're more likely task people. And if they say, I'm a life coach, I love people, I'm trying to help people get over their problems in whatever, right? You can tell they're a people person, right? And boom, just like that, just by simple observation and one or two questions, you've got, what's their energy, fast or slow, and what type of orientation they have, people or tasks. And just knowing that, you go, oh, they're more likely this sort of a person. And again, you can't pigeonhole everybody doesn't fit, and maybe, everybody isn't the same all the time. Like I'm an I. I'm high energy and people focused. But maybe you meet me on a day where I've been awake for 2 days and I'm tired and maybe I'm moving a little slower. So it's not perfect. But I got to tell you, more often than not, it's pretty accurate. And it's just a helpful shortcut to be able to say, what kind of a person am I talking to? And knowing what sort of a person you're talking to allows you to adjust your style. I'm not saying to be fake or be anybody you're not, but do know that in the world of personality and such, everybody has all of it in them. Even if you think I'm an I and I'm quiet, you could be exuberant. If you're a task-oriented person, you can be for people, right? Something might move you, right? So we all have the ability to be all of these, but we have a natural orientation. We have a natural way that we are. We pick one and we kind of be that way the most, okay? So how does that show up? I talk about when I have an event, and I'm going to talk to people about coming to my one-day event. And I do have a one-day event that I do occasionally, but I'm not talking about that so much today. But as a tease, it's for the introverted entrepreneur. If you know somebody who's quiet, right? They're good at their business, they're great at their service, whatever it is they do, they just have a hard time talking about it. I can help them get their message clear and then teach them, how do I get it out? How do I talk to people? And so basically that's what it's about. But if I talk to somebody and in 30 seconds I glean what sort of a personality type they are, I'll adjust it. So here's how that looks. If I'm talking to somebody and I figured out that they're kind of a D, right? They seem to be fast moving, high energy, and I keep hearing numbers and I keep hearing statistics or the results that they got. I know they're task oriented, so they're a D. So I tell them, look, if you come to this event, here's what you'll get, right? You'll get this thing, that thing, and the other, right? More money, more fame, more power, more clients, more whatever. But the things you'll need to, I'll tell them there's a system. There's a certain number of tasks that we'll do. There's a number of things that you'll, if you knock these things out, by the end of the day, you'll get these results. Because they're interested in tasks and results, right? And I'm not even going to talk about the content of the event right now. You would say that stuff, but you would make sure you sprinkle in statistics and numbers and results, right? What you're going to get. We have a system. You'll take 1, 2, 3, and you'll get this. I love results. Simple. This is similar to I, but different, right? If you come to the event, you'll meet some really great people. You'll be working together, right? That are working together to change the world, right? You're like-minded people all moving in the same direction. You'll learn how to get people to whatever it is that you teach so they can succeed. It's all about people, and it's like people like you. S's like harmony. They like groups to work, right? And that's that. And then C's, it's funny. It sounds opposite to me because it's literally diametrically opposed to me, but it works. For a C who's reserved, cautious, slower moving, wants to make sure things are tested, they're interested in numbers. And so for them, this wouldn't work for me, right? But I go, look, when you come to the event, you'll get a 5-point system that looks like this. Bang, 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 right? I have a blueprint for you to follow, and it's on Friday the 6th. It's from 1 to 4 p.m. And they go, I can fit that in, right? And I mock it, right? I can't not mock it. It's just literally the opposite of me, So it's hard for me to imagine that works. But that's what works for them. Right? And so I'm not changing my story. I'm not changing my workshop. I'm not lying to anybody. I'm just delivering the parts that are most important for that sort of person, as I've gleaned from talking to them, right? And it's really cool because it really does work. People respond well if you speak to them in the way that they like, right? And I used to just always be about the words. The words is what matters. And it is true, words do matter, but I'm heavily leaning now towards the side of the delivery might matter more, but at least as much. Because if somebody is a C, they're a systems person, they're reserved, and I come in going, hey, come on to the thing, and you're going to meet the most cool people in the whole world. It's going to be great. They're going to be like, calm down, dude. Chill. I don't need all your hype. And I don't care about the people so much as what do I get out of it? Do you have a system? Is it organized? That's what they do. They live that way. Contrary-wise, if I talk to an S who's a people person, a reserved, quieter person, and I'm all high energy, that freaks them out. And I'm talking about numbers and stats and tasks. They go, yeah, but what good is it if you don't care about the people? Who's this for? Who's the right people for this kind of event? Right? Are there going to be people like me there? And that's a big concern for them. So that's why it works. Gotta tell you, so it works. So do get that everybody has all of it, but mostly you fall into one of these quadrants, right? And so think about that for yourself, and all you have to do is on those two axes, right? I'm reserved or impulsive, I'm fast or slow. And the other one is I'm people-oriented or task-oriented, right? I care more about statistics or people, right? Or tasks or people. And got to get nothing's wrong with any of them, right? But it will be hard for you to associate with the people who are opposite from you. Like I said, I gave an example of C's, and it's so hard for me to believe that works. But it does for them. If you're a S, you're a people person, and you just want to be relaxed and hang out, make sure everybody's good, and a D comes in and goes, guys, I need these 3 things done by 4 o'clock. I need to see them on my desk. And they leave. And you as an S go, that guy's a jerk. I hate that guy. There's nothing wrong with that guy. He's just focused on the things that need to get done and a timeline. Whereas you're more concerned about the group and how do we feel. Nothing's wrong. Yeah, I know. It can sound like that. But it's not. Because I'm an I. I'm a people-oriented person. I'm driven by contribution. I want to make sure that people get better. That's my thing. I just want people to get better. So I want to work with cool people to help other people do great things. That sounds awesome. And a C looks at me and goes, yeah, but where's your plan? Right? What are the steps you're going to take? What time are you starting? Like, I don't know. I'm just doing stuff, you know? And so it's weird, but I promise once you start seeing this, you'll see it all over. And everybody you'll talk to, you'll quickly be able to kind of figure out what sort are they. And you can adjust the way you talk. All right? And again, got to use it for good, not evil, please. Right?
With great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah, it is. I wrote that actually today in a different way. I have one section called With Great Power, and it talks all about, the uses of it. And at the bottom, it's please use responsibly. Like you're not trying to be manipulative. I'm never asking you to lie or be anybody that you're not. But talking to people in the way that works for them will help you and them. Right? If you're in business, your product or service, hopefully it's designed to help somebody do something, right? And people have some natural pushback against sales, so you need to let them know this is valuable to them. And the way to do that is find out their type and then speak to them in the way that works for them. If you meet a D, a lot of leaders, right? A lot of people who run companies, they're Ds. They just want to know. CEOs are often Ds, right? If I come in and I'm going, hey, I'm going to do a workshop for your people. It's going to be totally fun. They're going to have a great time. We're going to be in little groups. CEO's going to go, I'm not paying to have my people entertained, right? Because he doesn't care about that. He cares about what are you going to do? What things are they going to learn? And how's that going to fix the bottom line? So I have to go in and push down a little on my people stuff and give them a little more task stuff. Here's what we're going to do. Here's how it's going to get done. Here's the results. And then they go, I'll take it. And then when you show up, you can be as people as you like for the people, because everybody there is not the CEO. Okay? Yeah. We're about that.
Okay.
We're about that. So I just wanted to share that with you about this is like my half-baked version of DISC, and it's really valuable. So how you deliver your stuff is getting towards as important as what you say. So think about that. Look up DISC stuff. Read about it. You can go, you can find a life coach, or you could get a psychologist or something, but they're going to charge you way more. But a lot of life coaches use DISC. So you could go get it done. Might cost you $50 or $100. I don't know. And then you can take the test. They'll give you a report that tells you, here's what we think you are, and here's how it's best for you to interact with all other types. And that is really valuable. So do check that out. I think it's fun. It's definitely valuable for your business. What else do I want to talk about? Real quick, the last thing is I'm going to be doing a 30-day video challenge. I think that's going to start. It's going to start on whatever the next month is. What is that, March?
Last time I checked.
March 1st. On March 1st, we'll be starting 30-day video challenge. Get that noise out of your head. Get out of the way and start doing videos. And then even in there, I'll teach people a little bit of DISC. How do you make 4 videos that sell the same thing, but that each one applies to each personality type better? And then you deliver the right one to your right people, right? It's valuable. It's good stuff. So 30-day video challenge is at tobymartini.com/30-day video, 30-day video. And Chris is choking to death. He's got a cold or something, and we're going to have to get out of here before he dies. Thanks for listening to the show. I hope you had a great time. I will talk at your face next week. Bye. This has been Straight Up with Toby Martini. I hope you enjoyed today's show. If you want to find out more about what I'm up to, you can always find me at tobymartini.com. We'll see you next week. Bye.